welcome. My name is Michael Reed. I'm the president and CEO of Process Server Daily. I'm the administrator for PSD University. I am the host of the Mastermind here, but it is not Michael's Mastermind. This is a mastermind of many minds, a meeting of the minds, if you will. We come together, we learn from each other, and the goal is that we're going to lift each other up. So, yeah, you can shut that. It's fine. And so one of the goals of each of the meetings is for us to, first of all, introduce ourselves. Okay, just to go through the agenda real quick, talk about any news that's just happened. It could be anything in the world, really, but something that's going to affect the process serving industry or private investigation or skip tracing, right? The news. And then we go into a mentor moment, okay? And if you have interest to be a mentor, it's a good opportunity to kind of spotlight your company and spotlight you. Anyone can do that. Anyone can be a mentor in one of the meetings. When I'm a mentor, it's not because I'm trying to put myself out there, better than anyone else. Just when no one else does it, I'm the marketing guy, so I'm going to teach you guys something about marketing. And since it was on me today, I decided, you know what? I spent a ton of money on marketing, but there's so many opportunities that I come across where I could cut costs and keep my marketing really cheap and still have a huge impact. So I thought, you know what, especially for people that are just starting out, I'd love to kind of dive into that and show you guys how could you market and kind of keep up with me when it comes to social media, or should I say Jacob, because he's killing it, right? And for less than $30 a month. Okay, so I'm going to show you guys how to do that today. And actually, since I've been focusing on that the last couple of days, I've really found some other really cool ways to do this that is kind of mind blowing. So we're gonna dive into it right after we go through our commercials and stuff. So that's the mentor moment, and then we're gonna go ahead and wrap it up with open questions. A lot of my automation clients are on here. You guys are members. A lot of you guys get free membership for the first 3 months when you sign up for a new website. So you can ask as many of those questions as you want, but sometimes I will defer you to go ahead and just book a coaching call with me if it's going to take more than 20 minutes to talk about it. All right, well, let's go ahead and get started. Again, my name is Michael, and that's kind of my commercial. I'm going to put it out to you guys to do your 60-second spiel. And remember, the goal is to come up with something. It should sound a little cliche when you're done, right? Because like we talk about all these different commercials, they use these little taglines, these little slogans, things like that. So when you're walking around later, you're saying their name, you're like, dang it, why is this stuck in my head? There's a reason why. It's good marketing. So I don't expect anybody to have that down right away. But the purpose of the commercials and kind of introducing yourself in that way is repetition. And over time, you guys are going to be killing it, okay? So I'm nowhere the best at it, but some of you guys have it down really well. So let's go ahead and dive right into it. We got Mr. Ringo first on the list.
Ken Ringo, Ringo's Detective Service, with integrity and persistence you can count on, serving the Central Texas and the entire state.
Perfect, Ringo, perfect. Welcome.
Thank you. Always good to be here.
Yep. Mr. Jacob.
Yeah, Jacob Davis with Rocket Courier down here in San Antonio, Texas, where we are Rocket Fast, specializing in service and process.
Good stuff. Good stuff. Welcome, Jacob. Okay, looks like we got Big Dog Reuben.
Hey, everybody. This is Reuben with Lockjaw Enterprises or Lockjaw Legal Process Services, where we lock your jaw in every case.
That's awesome. What's funny is as you come to these meetings enough and you start to get to hear everybody's thing, and you're waiting for it. And when they're having an off day and they don't say it, you're like, and then you end up saying it for them. We lock our jaw in every case. Well, I want to say too, we'll keep going on here, but I want to say you guys go ahead if you can, and if you're not driving, go ahead and put your company info in the chat. That's like your name, your phone number, your email, whatever information you want to share to the folks here. We're blasting this thing out. Instead of just doing Facebook like I was before, I'm using email. So there's a couple thousand people who got an email today to join. So over time, we're going to keep growing this thing. And so we definitely want to network and get everybody to know who we are and where we are and what kind of services we provide. So, okay. And I will start including the chat content in the Inner Circle group. I don't know if you guys, did anybody get a chance to see the video, last week's video posted in the Inner Circle? Was that helpful to anybody? It wasn't that much extra steps. I think I took one extra step and posted it in there. So when you're in the inner circle, you can actually just watch the whole hour-long video instead of having to try to log into the inner circle learning center and stuff like that. So,
Yeah, that logging into the learning center for me, I mean, has been difficult in the past. And I know a couple times we had to reset it and stuff like that. But having it there on the, like you did it last week's, probably be a lot easier for folks to get in and out. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
especially, you
well,
know.
definitely. Let's start doing it. Let me go ahead and stop the share there. There we go. Okay. All right. Yeah, good stuff. Okay, just want a little feedback on that. Let's go to Mr. Jose.
How you doing? Can you guys hear me? Let me see. Hold on. Hold on real quick. Lost you guys. Ooh, let me see. Let me see. Can you guys hear me now?
Yep.
Can you hear me?
Yep.
You can hear me, guys, no? My name is Jose Alvarez, CEO of Legal Excel Network. Our work ethics, I'm trying to find the flow because you told me about it. Our ethics are visible in our work. We specialize here in San Gabriel Valley, and just service a process and mostly complex cases I have handled, and it's an honor to serve. So in Jesus, you know. Yeah.
Definitely. Well,
You guys
welcome.
hear me or not?
Yeah, we hear you. Yeah, good stuff. Well, welcome, Jose. Okay, we'll go on to Michelle.
Hi, Michelle Harris, Harris Investigations, where, as I've been saying lately, our slogan is large enough to serve, small enough to care. We are notaries, private investigators, and process servers in Pennsylvania, New Jersey, and Delaware.
Welcome. Good to have you. Okay, and we have BT.
Hey everybody, my name is Brahani Tasa, and I'm mainly with BT Process Services in Atlanta, Georgia, Atlanta area and the surrounding counties. Process serving, skip tracing, takeout, and all that stuff.
Good stuff. Well, welcome.
Thanks.
Good to have you, BT. All right, let's see. Let me go down the list here. Rocket. We did Rocket already. Mr. Prophet.
Charles Prophet, Patriot Process Service, Virginia, D.C., and Maryland. And you keep getting on me because I don't have a slogan, which I probably never will have.
I'll never remember you.
Yeah, you never will.
That's okay. I'll end up giving you one eventually.
Yeah, I need you to do that voicemail for me, please.
Yeah.
You hear me?
Yeah, we should do some audio clips for everybody. Everybody could kind of join in and come up with something cool. All right, let's see. Charles. Well, welcome, Charles. It looks like we got William. Is that Wild Bill? Let's see here. Unmute. Okay. Well, somebody else is on that didn't get a chance to introduce themselves. You guys can speak up here as we go. Looks like we lost two people here too. Okay. Go ahead and get started. Welcome, everyone. If I mute you, it's because there's a little noise happening. If you have something to say, feel free to unmute yourself. And Jacob, maybe you can help me monitor that. Okay, so we'll go ahead and get started. So what kind of news do we have out there that's going on right now that we recently talked about the California law that came out allowing us to be able to serve in high-rise buildings. We had a representative of CalSPRO come on last week and talk about that. Definitely a really cool law. If you're wondering about that, you can go ahead and type it in the chat. We'll send you the link if you're in California. We talked about education last week, talked about what kind of different resources there were out there and what kind of resources maybe that I will start to put together. And some of the networking and things that I came up with recently were most of the books you find are state specific. Recently, I found a book that was based on the type of service first. And then you go down, like for example, like if you have a case that's civil, you should be able to go to the civil chapter, go to specifically what type of service, like go civil, and then go lawsuit more than 10,000, right, or less than 10,000, and then personal service or subservice, right? Every state has things a little bit differently, and that's the challenge. But the new process server basic training course that I'm coming out with is essentially going to have, because there's not all 50 states have their own rules. Some states have no rules at all. And so there's about 23 states that are like very specific on how they want it done. And so it's going to be a big challenge, but my goal is to create one book with all the laws for the entire country. And so I have a couple researchers on it pulling some stuff together, but I'm really counting on you guys to some feedback from you guys. When I do start putting stuff out there, I'm only going to share it with the Inner Circle members. And so my guess is that the book is going to be best where we have Inner Circle members, because you'll be able to say, no, Mike, you got that wrong and this right. And the goal here is that I'm going to publish it. When the book is published, I'm going to give all of you guys a copy of it for free to check it out and to let me know what you guys think. And then I'll probably republish a final draft of it. But good stuff. So that's my news. What other news do we have out there from you guys? Okay, Melissa just joined us. Welcome, Melissa.
Thank you.
Want to do your commercial real quick?
Sure. Okay. Let's see. Texas process. I'm sorry. Okay, let me just start over here. Everything is kind of going squirrely today. Hi, everybody. I'm Melissa Thomas from Deer Park, Texas. My company is called Texas Process. We are servicing in the Deer Park, Pasadena, LaPorte area, and our motto is "Get 'em served."
Get 'em served. Good stuff. I love it. Well, welcome. And you're not that late. You just showed up right when we finished the commercial. So good job.
Oh, good. Thank you.
So we're just kind of diving into it. And so any other news? Okay, I'm going to move on to the next thing here. If no one has any other news. One of the things, too, I want to point out, like as the mastermind grows to 100, because it's going to max at 100, I'm going to divide it into 4 different sections. That's kind of my goal, because I do want to keep it into about 20 groups of like 25. Maybe those will just be different times when people can show up, right, or something like that. But the idea is we want to get to know each other, right? That's one of the ways that you lift each other up, because you go, hey, I know so-and-so has got 2 kids and, you know, whatever. I know it seems really personal, but that's what the purpose of a mastermind is. Help get to know each other and lift each other up. So if there's any news going on in your life, I know as the group gets bigger, it's going to feel less like you want to share that kind of stuff. But I'll just say, like, I'll just share something, okay? And if anyone else feels like they want to share something real quickly, then we can do that, right? So during the summer, I get my kids 1 week on, 1 week off. And so this whole week I haven't had the kids. So I've been working like 16-hour days trying to get everything done, because next week I'm going to have the kids like all week. And so we're going to go camping pretty much all week. So don't try to call me or get a hold of me, because it ain't going to happen. All right. So, you guys schedule with me anyway, if you want to meet with me, but what other news do you guys have out there?
I have something you'll all get a kick out of. I got a guy call me yesterday, like, I don't know, 10 times, asking for Tom Harris, and there's never been a Tom Harris that worked for me. There was a Tom that worked for me, but not, his last name wasn't Harris. Apparently there's a company out there that has now cloned my website. Almost. They just cloned one page of it, and the entire thing is spelled incorrectly. They're sending out promissory notes spelled incorrectly, telling them that Tom Harris needs $5,000 from these people, or something's going to happen.
Oh, wow.
The guy did a one-page website through Google. We reported it to Google, and Google's like, well, it's a legitimate company, a legitimate phone number. They actually spammed Tom, that used to work for me's phone number, and call you on your, it comes up on the caller ID as his phone number. So when you call back, you get Tom. But he's not Tom Harris, obviously, because he doesn't work for me anymore. So I've been dealing with that for the last 24 hours. There's a guy, somebody just, one of my employees joked and said that now that my divorce was final and signed last week, my ex-husband's doing it. But my ex-husband can spell a lot better than that. The letter's spelled wrong. The website's spelled wrong. The letters, it's a hot mess. So now I'm dealing with that legally, because Google doesn't want to take it off, because it's a legitimate business.
I think Ringo had an incident like this. Was it Ringo, Mike, or who was that? Not too long ago that somebody had their whole website or something copied like that.
Yeah,
You
the guy
remember,
took
Mike?
what was one. He has a one-page website, and he took off 3 pictures on the website, and he says he does child trafficking, and he doesn't even spell trafficking or anything right. Like I said, the 4 things that this person, I'm assuming it's a guy, does, nothing spelt right. And he took my picture, like it said, my picture says Harris Investigations LLC. He cut off, and it just says Harris Investigation, not the S, and got rid of the LLC. So he, like I said, it's a guy according to what's signed. And then the phone number on his website comes back to one of those spam phone numbers so you can't even call the phone number that he lists because it's not a legitimate phone number.
They should remove it.
Yeah, that's been my nightmare.
Well, thank you for sharing. Yeah, that is a nightmare. So keep us updated on how that goes. Definitely if it happens to any of us, right?
As of now, I haven't taken it down yet. So, because he created it with Google My Business, you can Google my, or something along that lines. Google My something where you make a one-page website. That's how they make it. And they made it on Monday, and then they started generating it yesterday to people saying that I want the money.
Well, and that's one of the things I'm going to talk to you guys about today. The mentor moment is going to be all about marketing on a budget, and actually Google has some great products for that, but unfortunately some people can manipulate it for sure. So education. Okay, any other news before we move on?
Well, I'd just like to share a little something. I friended several of you on Facebook. I'm trying to get everybody friended, but I am really big into dog rescue these days, and I'm really happy to report that the Labrador Retrievers that I was trying to find a rescue for are going to their new foster homes on Friday. So I am so excited because these guys are going to be huge. So
that is awesome.
Yeah.
That is so cool. That is great. Yeah, doggies are awesome. My guy's in the other room. So, all right. Well, if we don't have anything else, we'll move on to the mentor moment, and that way we have time to open it up for questions. I'm going to dive right into it. Okay, you guys. If you have any questions, feel free to speak up.
I'll speak up really quick.
Shoot. Go for
So, the topic tonight is marketing 101, right?
Yeah.
And by no means am I an expert. I've just followed a lot of recommendations and followed a lot of the things that Mike Reed, Mike Kern, some other folks in the profession, have suggested. And I've been trying to build from the outside in. So a lot of folks are saying looking for all the attorneys that are at their fingertips, where I've kind of gone the other direction and tried to be like the guy that people go to in San Antonio.
Stay right there, Mike. Sorry, Jake.
In my area. And, it just takes a lot of work when you go that route. But, this morning I received a phone call, and it was really cool because it was an attorney that's a brand new attorney. And she said, "Hey, I've seen your stuff on LinkedIn and Instagram and Twitter, and I just wanted to ask you about your fees and different stuff." So she's not anybody from from NAPS, or she's not from, anywhere else. She's a new attorney that somehow saw some of that stuff. So, to me, that was nice, because I guess it's a feeling of like it's working, but it does feel endless. I started watching Gary Vee some time back, like Michael Reed. I know that's somebody you've watched for quite some time. And I mean, he talks about it. It's relentless, on the social media side, either that, or you can spend a lot of cash and have somebody do it for you.
You guys think Instagram works for for process servers?
Yes.
Well, the thing is that here's the thing, Charles. Every social media outlet has a different audience. So I started following, I can't remember this guy, but I shared it, a few months ago. And I think Melissa tried to latch on to it also with the Instagram thing. Some suggestions that this guy, Linda had given us the tool. And I started following some of his suggestions on the Instagram side. And I started getting a whole bunch of likes from attorney offices all over the US. And they were liking the post and they were even commenting very basic comments. So it's some small social engagement. So they're all at different levels. You know, you have people on Instagram, you have Twitter, you have, of course, Facebook, and there's just a different population at each one, you know, because some people aren't using LinkedIn at all, but then some people are only using LinkedIn. Like I read recently where they were referring to LinkedIn as the new Facebook, you know, because on LinkedIn, there's a whole lot of posting going on. There's a whole lot of social media going on LinkedIn as well. So, you know, I didn't mean to get too far into, you know, to the topic for Mike, but, you know, I just want to throw that out there. It works. It just takes work, you know, and time, you know, but it does. You can build it, you know, through the social media side, and you just got to stay on it, you know.
Yeah, no, I appreciate that, Jacob. Definitely. We had another comment.
Yeah, Mike, I was going to tell you. So you had when you had the Google screen up, you had one of your sites that said suspended by Google, and Google's getting smart now because they're not allowing me to put up a like a UPS store as my office anymore. You know, where I used to be able to throw up a site and say this is my office in another city, a UPS store or a mail drop.
I tried to use this. You saw I tried to use it, my other one, which is like a postal station store, not a post office, but like and they suspended it based on the location. So I might have to like just totally create another location. I just started this one.
Yeah, so I mean, that's how I get in my area in Virginia. That's how I kind of trick it, because, you know, a lot of attorneys have the false thought of, you know, I want the guy closest to me.
Yeah.
Paper. They don't know that I have servers in that area, but they see an office. So I set up offices where I have servers, and I get calls all the time on those phone numbers. So, but this new one I set up in Virginia Beach, Google's not letting me have that as my address on Google Maps. Bing's letting me use it, but not Google. And I mean, I really, and I kind of have a problem with that. I mean, I understand Google's logic, but at the same time, you can go into that office and give your paperwork to that lady at the desk, and she'll scan it and email it to me, you know? So I have staff there. So I'm thinking about, you know, I might get a letter from my attorney sent to Google, but I don't know how.
So this is what I would do. So what I would do is, first of all, your post office, your postal station box, you might be able to play around. I've gotten them all to work eventually. Like this one here, where'd it go?
I tried putting the address next door and hoping the mailman would take it to them, just so I could get that code from Google, you know?
Yeah.
It hasn't worked yet.
So what I would do is, like, if you have like the postal station, see, it looks like what they did was they flagged just that general address as that 1692 that I had. But what you can do is like an actual post office. You can put the post office's street address.
Yeah, they've cleared all my post office ones. This is kind of like it's like a UPS store, but it's, you know, it's called something else. It's one of those places that accepts mail from everybody.
They're blacklisting those street addresses, I think, is what they're doing. Yeah. It's
have
really
you tried
stupid.
those? Have you tried that other thing? It's the virtual business.
That's what it is. So it's a virtual business, but it's but they're using like a UPS store.
Right inside. Yeah.
Great. It's a great function because you get your mail in, you get a text, you go on their app, and it shows you exactly what mail you got. I mean, it's great. But this is the first time I've ever been black. Google won't let it go through. It's one of my.
Yeah, because I was trying to find one in an area that I wanted to add a location, and I couldn't find one there, so I just went with the PO box instead.
Yeah. So if you go to my website, it said, if you go to patriotprocess.com and look down, it shows I got like 10 offices all over the state.
Right.
And the post office ones don't even look like post office ones. They look like suites, because I always go to the post office. I get a good 3-digit number. It looks like a suite number, and I do the same thing. And I get a street address, and I'm say PO box. So usually Google will take those, but yeah, this is the first time they've gigged me on the one I'm trying to do in Virginia Beach.
Interesting.
So So let's dive into it real quick, and then after we could do some Q&A and talk about what the best way to use this is. But if I can get all of you guys to understand this a little bit, this basic concept of it's not hard to understand, but it's just like all the pieces, right? There's a lot of pieces involved. Okay, so let's dive right into it. So first of all, let's just say you have nothing. You just started your business, and that's what I was trying to do with this, because I didn't have like a My Business page for PSD University, so I was going to try to do that, which I guess I still can. I could go through and fill out all the information, but let's just say that right for a second. Like, you're going to go fill this out. First of all, go to Google My Business. Let me go ahead and paste this in the chat. Lockjaw Legal. Trying to get in. Okay. Where's the chat at? Here it is. Okay, there's the chat. So if you haven't done this, definitely go do it. There it is. There's a link. And you want to use your email that you would normally use for your business, right? Like this one's for psduniversity.com. But we're going to use as an example one that I've already completed. Okay. So once you've filled everything out, you verified your business on Google, Google will actually let you create a website. Now, I'm not saying it's like what I recommend is like a normal website for you to keep all the time, right? Like there's so many ways to do it, but we're talking about for $30 a month, 0 startup costs. That's what we're talking about right now. Like, I mean, like literally anything. So you go on Google, you fill out all the information, you go over here, click website. It'll actually give you your website. You can hit publish. Let me just click view site. So this is the site that I actually bought this domain name, but you don't have to do that up front. You can, but if this was going to be your permanent website, and Google would still rank you for that local area, right? For this local Google My Business listing. Okay, and they'd be able to click on website and it would take them right here. So this is the key to staying relevant. So some people say like, I'm going to build this website and it's going to be great and SEO and all these different elements, and it gets confusing, frankly, for a lot of people. They don't know what to do. But really, it's not that difficult. And I'm going to break it down. I got some notes here, and you guys can see I got a full page of notes here. But the key here, you asked if Instagram was necessary, and I'm going to show you something. If only the reason that I'm about to show you, you use it. If only that reason, then it's going to be worth using, okay? First of all, Instagram images are the perfect image for for your Google My Business page. They're the perfect size. It puts them in the right pixels, right? In the right image size, right? It fits on Facebook perfectly. And on Twitter, it's a little too big for a Twitter image because they like them to be long and they're just shorter images, but they're wider. So, but it still works on Twitter. And the cool thing is if you go on your phone on Instagram right now and you create an image, right? You want to create your images. I'm going to walk you from beginning to end, actually, because I don't want to jump all over. I earlier today created this video. This is the best example here, okay? So I created this video. It took me literally 2 seconds. I didn't have to go on Canva and do a whole bunch of stuff, but I did. Right?
You ever thought about getting a new salesperson?
Huh?
You ever thought about getting a new salesperson?
No, they cost money. Okay, we're talking $30 a month here, right? So
I'm messing with you, buddy.
I know. So you do this quick video. You get your point across. You say this is one of the best ways to do it if you can. Then you go on Canva. Let me pull up Canva over here. Okay, so assuming you just built your website, you filled it all out with all the information, but you have no content really. You just have your cool image, your phone number, your email, and that kind of stuff, right? Then the next thing you do is you go over to Canva. Canva's free, by the way. They do have a paid version, but that gives you free images. Essentially, that's all it does is it gives you premium images that you can add to your stuff. But what we're going to do is we're going to come over here. We just made a video. So we're going to take that video and we're just going to add some things around it, right? So that it pops out at people. For some reason it's not showing the image or the video, but this is the image I already posted that has the video on. Oh, it's there. It's just not showing up. But anyway, you put your video in here. You download it. You upload it. It's very simple to use Canva. You put your image on there. And then you go immediately to Instagram and you post it. Now, I can't show you how to do that from the computer, but from your phone, it is so easy. Like you literally just take your phone on Instagram and from Canva, actually, let me show you. So from Canva, actually here it is still up. So from Canva, I can hit this little upload button on this side like this. Okay, see how it's like uploading? It's like that blue line from the side. Oh, you probably can't see it because we're screen sharing, but it basically will take the image from Canva and put it right into Instagram, and then it just asks you for the text that you want to include. Now, before I used to hammer down about automation, about how you guys needed to automate in Zapier and all this kind of stuff. And that's fine, but what I've noticed is Zapier, when it posts to Facebook and different places, it posts it with a link instead of the actual image or the video that you're looking for. So what I'm suggesting people do now is just use Instagram will let you tie in your business page from Instagram. It'll let you tie it into your LinkedIn account, to your Facebook page, to your Twitter page, all right there on Instagram. So if you were only using it for the purpose of distributing it to all of those different platforms, that alone would be perfect. Okay, and then go ahead.
So when you tie in, so you're tying in Instagram and Canva together?
Mm-hmm. Canva automatically logs into my Instagram and just puts it in there ready to go, and then it essentially just uploads the image ready to go into Instagram, and then it loads your Instagram app and it puts it into a new post automatically. So then you have to it's in the edit mode, right? And then you put in your text and then you just hit post. But it gives you options just below that to put it on automatically, where it automatically has a little like, hey, I want to post it to these different platforms. So then you post it to the different platforms. Now, here's the cool thing. Instagram has all these hashtags and things that you use to, like Jacob was saying, let me click on this. You see all these hashtags? You can actually use these hashtags. Well, if someone has liked a specific thing, it's almost like a friend. Like in Instagram, if you like process server safety, for example, it's like a friend. So when you're going up your feed, anybody who is hashtag process server safety, you will show up in front of their feed, even though you're not their friend. Does that make sense? So like if someone likes law, this is process serving targeted, right? So it's not going to have all the other stuff, but my other page, process server daily page, is all targeting attorneys. So attorneys will see.
Sorry.
Jacob's doing it right. So
I'm trying right now.
So essentially what you're going to do is you're going to take, this is the key. You're going to post this image. Let's say this is an image, because I know this is a little more advanced for some people, right? Because you got to make the video, you got to upload the video, but it's really not. I know it seems like it, but it's really not. Take the image or whatever it is that you posted just now, go over to Facebook and find it, because you had it auto post, right? See what it says here, published by PSD University. This is through Instagram Business. See that? Okay. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to come over here and edit it. Why? Because Facebook doesn't care about all these hashtags. I know they put them in here, but it's not a hashtag searchable platform. And there's no bio link or any of that. So what you got to do is come over here and take all this out. You can leave some hashtags if you want, but they don't really make a difference in Facebook. So come over here and go special offer to all your, and then now I can actually throw in the actual link, right? No, that's, my link. I gotta go find my link. But I can take my link. I think I posted it in the chat earlier. Here it is. I can take my link where I want to drive traffic to, whatever it is. For you guys, it would be like your business or your Google page, your Google My Business page, right? Because you want to drive people from your Facebook. Remember, the whole purpose of whether it's your blog or any of your social media stuff, the whole purpose is to drive people back to your business page so they can learn more about your company, right? To get them back here. So they can learn more about your company and see your pricing and things like that and go, okay, I want to hire these guys. Maybe I want to hire these guys. Maybe these guys are pretty, and they're posting every day or whatever, right? So let me finish this thing here. I post my thing here. Let's see, apply here, right? Just for process servers, but it's the same concept. So apply here, and then I can tag certain people that I think would maybe want to share it. Right now, this is where you guys come in. Get some noise here. Who's our noisemaker?
Probably me.
So no big deal. So this
I
is
got
what,
shitty reception. I'm sorry.
that's okay. That's all right. You just gotta mute it. There you go. I don't hear it. So what we got to do is this is where you guys come in. This is where the mastermind principle becomes a powerful principle, you guys. Now, I know there's the law of reciprocity, and everyone's like, well, you know, I left you a review, but you didn't leave me a review, right? Like all this different stuff. But this is the thing. You give without expectation, and you will receive. It's just how it works. It may not be from the person who you gave to, but from someone else. It's just the way it works. So, but what I want to suggest is that maybe we come up with a little pact, okay? People that are in the inner circle group are there because, you know, you pay your fee or whatever, but we're here because we all want to lift each other up, right? And so I would suggest that anytime anyone else in the inner circle group posts something, share it. It doesn't matter if it's already been shared to a certain group, share it again. Because this is what happens. And I'm going to show you guys the power. Oh man, I didn't bring it up to show you, but I will. After I do this, I'm going to show you. I posted a video for Process Server Daily, and I boosted it for 15 bucks. I didn't think it was going to do very much, but I instant messaged a few people and said, hey, do you mind sharing this? And I had like maybe 5 people share it, only 5 people, and they shared it to a few different groups, and it got 3,000 views. So, I mean, for 5 bucks, I set it at 15, and it's only at like $5 now, and it's already got like 3,000 views. So this is the power that I want to show you guys. You boost it for $1 a day, for 30 bucks a month, and this is where I'm going to show you. We're gonna go all the way through this. So you don't have to tag people, but just for the sake of, I would suggest tagging people maybe that would be in it, right? So we're talking about inner circle. So I'll just tag a few people that I know are involved, right? So, right, you might just type Eric Neal. Just going to type a couple here. Let's do Charles. Not Chu. From high school. Okay. Let's see. So anyway, we'll just type a couple. Michelle, but this is the idea, because I want, for the sake of time, we're gonna go through this, but this is what you want to do. You want to go through and tag a bunch of people that you know are involved in this. Don't tag someone just because you want them to share it, because you can instant message people for that. But this is specifically regarding the inner circle group, right? So I'm inviting people to come join and apply for the membership. So this is where you guys can do this for your own business. But a better example for you would be the one that I'm going to show you after, like some kind of a video or a picture that depicts your business and what kind of services you offer and why they should, you know, click on the link. Why should they click on the link? That's the idea. Let's go ahead and get right into this. So I'm going to hit save because I took out all the Instagram stuff. I hit save, and here it is. Now what I did was I just took out one step in the process of having to like post on Instagram, post on Facebook, post on, you know, and so all I had to do was post on Instagram, come over here, edit this, put the link, and boom, now I'm in 2 places. Okay, so here we go. So inner circle group, this is another guy here. Anytime you see anything from someone in the inner circle group, you share it, they're going to be sharing your stuff back. And if you're boosting and spending money on it, that's when it really becomes powerful. So let's go over and look at Process Server Daily real quick. And then we're going to come back and we're actually going to boost that one that I just did. And then I want to challenge each of you guys to make your own post. And then we will all go and share their post and you boost it. I mean, I'm going to show you how to do it, how easy it is. Okay, really quick, I'm going to go to Process Server Daily. Ad Center here. Let's take a look. I haven't looked at it for a little bit, but here we go. So there's playthroughs. So through plays is like how many, yeah, so 2,355, I exaggerated. You spent $6.84 over 5 days, right? So for $1 a day, I got 2,355. Now only 1,350 people actually watched the whole video. video views, people who looked at it, and then 50 of these people, 49 of these people clicked on the link, right? It tells you how old they are. So if you want to market to people differently in the future, right? So maybe for men, it seemed to be pretty high numbers in like 35 to 44 years old. So if I didn't want to pay for all these because they weren't really maybe my targeted audience, maybe I just target it from 35 to 44. And next time I'm going to have that many more people actually engaging potentially, right? That can get kind of confusing, but I'm going to show you how to boost the one I just did. And then if you guys can go share it, then we'll go ahead and watch this thing and we'll check on it next week. And I bet you if you get real traction, because this is what happens. What Google does, I mean, not Google, what Facebook does is it says, whoa, this is actually some interesting content, and they're willing to spend money on it. So what they're doing is instead of just charging you, you say you're going to do $1.50 a day and they show it to 200 or 300 people. When they see people are sharing it and engaging with it, they give you free traffic. They just start throwing traffic at you. And if it goes viral, every dollar you spend won't get you 500 views. It'll get you 10,000 views, right? Of whatever your targeted audience is. So let's, I'm going to go back over to the other to the other thing, and we're going to actually do it here really quick. We only have about 15 minutes left. So okay, let's see here. All right, so here we go. So I'm going to show you guys how I just edited that post. I'm going to show you guys how to post it. But before I get into that too much here, really quick, I want to show you. So the image we just created in Canva, in theory, already automatically posted to Facebook. It posted to Twitter. It posted to LinkedIn, right? With all the hashtags, because those platforms do recognize hashtags. So we're not worried about those guys. They're all getting posted. It looks like we're active on all of those: Twitter, LinkedIn, Instagram, right? But your Google My Business page still doesn't have your content. So what we'll do is we'll take this this text, and it's already made. We already took the time to make the text. Why wouldn't we include it in our post? So come over here. I know this page isn't finished, but right. But and I was using this one as an example. But the idea is you'll come over here and you'll go ahead and post. You'll do a new post. Kind of jumping around here, but I want you to get the full concept. So if I come over here, I don't know why it's taking, because it's brand new, but if you come over here to my images, you see all these images? I can come over here and I can create a new post somehow. Okay. Design. For some reason I'm not seeing it. Maybe if I click on here. Websites. Okay, I'll come back to that. But that's actually not the, I don't know why. I think I have to edit it or something. Oh, here we go. Posts. Duh. It's right there. So posts, it's right at the top right there. If you just come over here and you go add an update, okay, you're essentially updating your people on your business. So we're just going to click on this, and I don't have my same video, right? But let's just, because it's on my phone, but you would be doing this from your phone, essentially. And so you add your image. Let's just add some image. Lovely Diane, we'll put her on there. Right, she's one of our things. So you come over here, you put your content that you just did, you add a button. Like if this was PSD University, I'd put sign up, and then I would put this link as the button instead of in the text. Does that make sense? And then I'd hit publish. Boom. So now what's cool about this, and what a lot of people don't know, is that your Google My Business has many different factors that helps you rank first. But one of the most important things is that your profile is active. And if you've never posted in your Google My Business these different images, then your profile probably doesn't show as active. Like it might show up on a search, but it's not going to show up on the top, because Google Analytics are looking to see like who is most relevant for each search. If you're posting every day or 3 times a day like I do, you're going to have, Google's going to put you, it's going to rank you first, just like I rank first on all of my areas that I'm in where I do this, because I post every day. So let's finish up. We got about 15 more minutes here. So what we're going to do is we've pretty much prepped this post. There's a few things that Facebook doesn't like. Okay, Facebook doesn't like links, and it doesn't like a lot of text in your images. So what we're going to do is we're going to come over here and I'm going to test this out actually, because I'm not sure exactly what it's going to give me. You just never know. They're always changing stuff. So I'm going to take this link out because I don't want to be docked. Essentially, it'll still post it, okay, but it'll dock you. It won't show it to as many people, is what I should say. We want to make this seem really relevant, so we're going to go. And if you're not listed on Google My Business, then you won't show up here either. That's something a lot of people don't know, like as a physical location. So that's something you want to do. Okay, let's go. We're going to save this. We're just going to save it. And we're going to come down here and we're going to hit boost. Now there's a better way to do this, okay, but it's a lot more complicated and it doesn't do a whole lot more for you. It's going to the ad manager. But to make it simple so that everyone can kind of get started with it, we're going to go boost. Get more people to watch your video, watch people likely to buy from you, connect and chat with potential customers. There's different options here, okay? We want to do sign up. And we want to put a link here for them to sign up. Right, because I took the link out of there because we didn't want to get docked, but then they let me do a button because I'm paying, right? Likely to buy from you. Or $15 likely to buy from you and track sales. Okay, I don't know, maybe that one. Get more people to watch your video. That's probably the one we want to do. Let's do that one. Get more, because we want to do $1 a day. So essentially what this is, and I'll explain it more, but well, let's just talk about it right now. So there's a difference between Google marketing and Facebook marketing. The difference is Google is finding people that are searching for you, okay? They want you to accomplish something for them today, tomorrow, sometime this week, sometime in the near future. They want you to go serve someone. Facebook is about branding. It's about letting people know who you are, that you're not just a commodity, you're a brand, right? Messed me up on that. Okay, I'm gonna sign up. Super easy. Now this is where people get stuck. So ideally, you've been posting some pretty good content. You've been adding some people to your page. You've been doing some good stuff, and so you already have the type of people on your page that like you, right? That like they're your targeted audience, I should say. So people who already like PSD University are people that I am going to target. But if you don't have that and your page is just starting out, like for instance, when I had a barbecue, I did it through people I choose through targeting. And then you can go through and actually target people based on specific demographics. So let's go edit. I just wanted to show you a couple of examples real quick. So like we could take people, I usually go down to like 45, no offense, but 25 to 45 people are usually people that are going to want to automate and try to figure out automation and stuff like that. Not to say that they're, like age is one of those things that it really is just a number. But when it comes to statistics and your ad dollars, it's not just a number, it actually matters. So if I was going to target people just in Reading, then I could type, right, or Chico or whatever area I'm trying to promote. I did this and I spent about $500, and all the people who showed up to the barbecue said that they saw my face talking online. They're like, I was coming out of the courthouse and I saw you on my phone, and then I looked up and saw you outside barbecuing. I was like, what? Oh, that's so cool. It's working, you know. So, but for you, that would be a good way to do it, is to put in your city. And then, so that's not just it though. We don't want everybody, right? Because that would, let me just go ahead and do that real quick. So like Reading, California, pick your local city and then come down here, and now we can add demographics. This is where it gets pretty cool. So type in one thing like law firm, right, specifically, and then it'll give you suggestions. You can hit suggestions and then it'll just give you suggestions. I'd be careful with how many suggestions you actually click, because it's just increasing the amount of people. In this case, I guess it's a good thing because it's a small town. So personal injury lawyer, Entrepreneur might be a good one because it's a lawyer that owns their own business maybe. But don't forget, you want to target paralegals too. So, paralegal, right? Paralegal, more suggestions, law school, someone who likes law school, right? Okay, so that's probably enough. So what you could do is but then you could drive it in even further. We want to narrow our audience. It's actually saying it's too specific. But if you live in a pretty big city, this is not going to happen because there's so many lawyers in one specific area. This is saying I only have about 9,000 people that are going to see this, which is fine, right? But if you're in a big city, it'd be like 200,000. So you'd want to narrow your audience. And what you could do is say, like, I want lawyers, but I don't want personal injury lawyers because they don't actually pay, or I don't know, whatever. Like, you can exclude people, right? You can go and you can actually exclude people using this search. So, or maybe people who like law and legal and all this, but not legal services. Oh, it went into also must match this, which I wasn't trying to do. Oh, I see. So if you're going to have people who like this, but also like a specific thing, like someone who also likes Magnum PI. I don't know. I don't know. Like, you can put like whatever. You can use these tools to do it very specifically. What I like to do, and this is how you would start out. It's a little more difficult when you start out, but you can save your audience. And then this is the part, this is just to drive it home. You go ahead and boost this thing. You have all of us share it for you. All of us help each other, right? We share it in your local area. You share it. It's going to get a lot of traction for like $30. It's going to get thousands of views. And what happens is when people come on, if the content is good enough, people are going to come on and like it. And when they like it, Facebook graces you with the opportunity to invite them to like your page. I'm going to show you guys an example of that.
Yeah, that's key.
People you choose through targeting. So we're not going to do that because there's already a pretty solid audience for PSD University. So we're going to go people who like my page and their friends. So essentially the people who are sharing it are also going to see it, but then their friends, like a lot of legal people, legal profession people share, they all have friends, right? So this is going to just kind of broaden that reach, that network of people who know, like, and trust PSD University and grow the page. That's the idea. So I have 7 different audiences that I've been, over time that I've worked on. So this is where it gets to the money. We want to do, it wants more money. So you have to have at least $1 a day, I think is what it is.
I wonder if they charge differently in the areas, because when I was setting one up the other day, my minimum was 20.
Yeah, it could be different based on the populations, right?
Yeah, they didn't want to let me go less than $20. I was trying to target California.
But what it could do is
and New York.
They got money up in those 2 places.
Yeah. So here's the thing though, Jacob. Like you saw, I was trying to increase the days, but I had to increase the money first. So if you did 10, you'd probably just have to do less days. Yeah, you'd have to figure out the days versus the money, I think.
Yeah,
but it's also
and all that. Yeah.
But see, it's telling me that it's only going to do this small amount because it sees like, well, it's just a post and maybe there's some things wrong with it. Well, it'll tell us in a second. But the idea is once people start sharing it, well, look at this right now. Look at it. It says 210 people a day. If you guys all go and share this post, and I'll message it to you. If you go and share this post, we'll look at it next week and it'll have 10,000, 20,000 people who've seen it. Not 210 or 1,000 or whatever. So I'm trying to show you guys this because we can all work together and actually do this. This gets a little more advanced, but what you can do is you can do pixel targeting in the ads. I probably wouldn't mess with this at first, but what's cool about this and what people get they're like, how do you do it? Like, I use pixel targeting and I add it into ClickFunnels. So when someone comes to my website, their IP address is recorded, even if they don't put in their email. Now, when they come to Facebook, that pixel is gonna catch their IP address if they ever come to my page, and then it's gonna say, oh, this person is the person who visited the website, and it'll track them on all of the different social medias on Google. And this is my my pixel ID. It says it's not active. I need to reactivate it, because I built a different website. But let's turn it off. I don't want to mess with that right now. So then you attach your PayPal account, but just be prepared. We'll look and see how much it is and make sure that that's what you want to pay, because it will charge you. Like, you'll be like, what the heck? One time I did a $500 and I was like, oh, PayPal just took $500 from me. So,
Or you forget to turn it off.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's why you do like a set, right? Because you could do end date a year from now, and then it could. So just set your date properly. I usually only do 15 days because I want to see if the ad's working, but I want to show you the concept. $1 a day, $30 a month, boost it, and it's going to constantly drive people into your funnel. So, man, I wish we had more time, but I want to finish talking about your email, because that is like absolutely key, because we're going to follow up, right? So desktop feed and everything. Okay. What is it not liking here? Boost another post. Friends. Automatic placements. That puts it on Instagram too. I don't really like that, but we'll leave it. Okay, I'll end up posting this, but I don't know why maybe it's thinking. Okay, so let's go really quick. So I don't want to forget, this is the last piece of here that I didn't mention, is you have your Instagram, your Facebook, your Twitter, your Google My Business page, now your blog. Now some people are like, what am I supposed to do about a blog? If you purchase a domain name for like $5 and that's what you have your, or $10 or whatever, and then that's what you have as your website, like I was showing you guys right here. You're right here, right? My website, where is it? Here. So chicoprocessserver.com is what this one is. So if you do chicoprocessserver.com, and then this essentially can be where you have your blog. So each of these little images, you can do like a 500-word blog post. Take the same image. You've only created the image once. Take the same image, come over to MailChimp. And this is the thing that just drives me crazy when it comes, like, I just love it, is the fact that MailChimp is one of the only email providers that'll let you do it from your phone. So you take your same image that you have, you head over, okay. You take your same image that you have that you created through this entire process that you posted on Instagram, that automatically posted to Facebook, Twitter, and LinkedIn. And then you go over to your Facebook page, you edit it, you boost it for $30 for the whole month. You go share this Facebook thing, I would show you right now, but it's still thinking, right? Then you share this via Messenger is one of the options. You go to the post and you share it via Messenger to all of the people who have agreed already to help you post, and you guys are all going to help each other post, right? And then they're going to share that thing, and so it's going to be seen by thousands of people. Then you're going to take the same image or video, and you're going to go over into MailChimp. And MailChimp is something you're going to have to set up ahead of time. But here's the other thing. It's free. MailChimp is free for less than 2,000 people. But if you have more than 2,000 people, then you can afford to pay $65 a month. Okay, right? So that's the idea.
You think?
Yeah. So MailChimp, so I would suggest you get your smartphone and you just have a list of things that you're going to touch on. You see, I just go through and I go, okay, boom, Canva, create the image, boom, Instagram, boom. And then I know, and you just create a system of flow and just do that once a day for 30 days. And then after 30 days, look at it and see, is this working for me? I guarantee you'll double the amount of people that are following you, the amount of customers you have. It's just insane.
Mike, on the blog part,
yeah.
So you're saying, for example, I'll use myself for example, rocketcourier.com. So in order to do a blog, I'm going to purchase a different domain name for the blog that's separate?
Yeah, so thanks for clarifying. So this is talking about, so you have a website, so you can actually put on your website your blog. In this case, the website, their blog topic could go right here, right? And what they could, but it would be a short blog. I'm not sure what the max is on here. We could probably.
Couldn't I do that? I mean, because I have the Google website also, so I could just do it that way.
Let's see how many words it'll let us do. Add an update. It says, 1,500. Wow.
Yeah.
I mean,
you can do. Yeah.
This is a great place to keep your blog. I actually might start doing that. I mean, think about it. Like, you just driving. I mean, now, okay, so backing it up, SEO. If this was your only website, it would be absolutely perfect. But if it's always your goal to drive traffic back to your website, right? I got some comments coming in here. I'm going to log out and use my computer. No volume.
You start your blog post on here and have the remaining of your blog post go back to your website.
Yeah, no, that's exactly it. What some people do is they'll put a little blurb, right? And it'll say right here, instead of saying order online, it'll say learn more. Let's see what it says here. You can go learn more. So you can have a thing that says this is like your blog post, right? Whatever it is, and it could say click the button below to read the rest of this blog. You know, you see that, and then you see like the 3 little dots or whatever, right? And so people can go and search it and take them back to the website. So if you have another website, great.
So I've been out of space, I guess. So this website you have for Chico Business is just run by Google.
Exactly. It's just like a filler site. I create one for each of the areas, just like you did, how you said you have locations everywhere.
Yeah.
It's hard, like in your mind when you first start doing it, to make sense of it, because it's like no one's going to see that. Because if you go actually search this listing on Maps, Google Maps, it doesn't show you this website. It shows you website link. You click it, it takes them to my website, right? So, and that's great because I want them to order from me. But for SEO purposes, this is killer. This is going to make your listing be on the top of the list on Maps. You'll be at the top. And that's the idea. And rightfully so. Right?
I own different URLs, like in Richmond. I own Richmond Process Server.
Yeah, make that. So when you go to website, it'll ask you, that's one of the steps it asks you, like, you click more, and I think you can, site settings. I think there's a way to, anyway, I purchased, here you go, manage domain, see?
Okay.
So I purchased the Chico Process Server, and that's what I've tried to do in each of my areas. This makes sense, But don't forget about the blog post. People, this is one thing I want to say, a word of caution before we wrap it up here. Don't do, if you're posting 3 times a day, make just one of them your blog post, right? You do a blog post a day, you're really killing it. That's awesome. I can't imagine. But in the legal industry, I've noticed people don't want to get emailed because we live and die by our email. So if you're going to email your email list through MailChimp, just send 1 email a month, 1 email a week max, absolute maximum. And that better be like a really quality post that's like trying to provide absolute value to your potential customer, right? Of course, you want to so one example might be current laws. Like in California, e-filing is a big deal, and everyone's like, "Oh, this court's going mandatory e-filing," and it's affecting them big time. So if I can send them a thing, and I'm the first one to tell them, "Hey, Santa Clara is going mandatory," and they were just getting ready to send it to a server in Santa Clara or whatever, they're gonna go like, "Oh wow!" And so when they get the emails from me, they're gonna open them up and go, "What is it now? What court just went live?" Right? So think about the things in your area that people are going to find valuable, that kind of information, whether it's news, whether it's just true value. I mean, don't think just monetarily. Think about information. What kind of information can be shared that will be perceived as high value to a paralegal or an attorney? That's the idea. Look like Rocket's got to go. Good to see you, Jacob. And let's see, Tim, some other people. So welcome, everybody. If you guys aren't a member of the Inner Circle group, definitely click the link here. I'm going to go ahead and post the link again in the chat. We are opening this up to a lot of people. I am kind of emailing it to everybody because I want to let people know about it. We are only accepting 100 members maximum. And the idea behind that is I want to keep the group somewhat small, because I want us all to get to know each other, and so we can lift each other up and help each other's businesses. I am going to post that Facebook message today. Oh, I almost forgot. Did Michelle already leave?
Yes, I'll take it.
Oh, dang. Okay.
Who'd you lose?
That was the news, man. That was the news. Okay, so my notes got to get better here. Okay, so I went through the numbers, and it looks like Michelle shared 8 times more than anyone else in PSD University. So she wins the $100 gift card to Amazon. and I'm going to send that out tomorrow. So 100 bones is going to her. So when you guys are on, I'm going to start doing that once a month, you guys. So congratulations, Michelle. I think she already went off, but she won a $100 Amazon gift card. Guys, go share. The next month is going to be another awesome gift that we're going to give away. In the past, I've done like baton tasers and things like that. But before we go, I know we're kind of out of time, so if you have to leave, I totally understand. But I do want to open it up to any questions for someone who came on just for that purpose.
Well, nice you to show up, Mr. Kern.
Yeah, sooner or later, everybody gets on.
That's true.
Hey, at least you made it. I didn't make it last week.
I was on the conference call for CalsPro for the conference, so I was on that. So I said, hey, I got to get off. We got where we got to go.
Good stuff.
I can jump on here.
Well, good to see you, Mike.
Good to see you. How's everything?
It's good. It's good. We got to get your video. We got to meet up, get your videos going. I'm excited.
Okay, well, we'll put something together.
Yeah, for sure. So you guys, Mike, we've really had a killer meeting. We talked about how to market and how to essentially on a $30 budget per month be able to double your following and double your customer base using a couple of little simple things, which I'm pretty excited about. I'm actually I'll talk to you about it later, but you guys, let me know if you guys have any questions. It's definitely something that I'm pretty excited about as far as how simple and easy it is. Let me know what questions you have, because I might even do like a little blog post on this just to list out all the different links and the tools, and then let's meet next week. When we talk next week, if you guys can, I'm gonna share it with you in Messenger, and if you can just share that post that I just created and that I'm boosting. Also, I want to see all of you guys. I want to challenge each of you guys. Create your own post, whether it's a video, whether it's just an image in Canva, and then I will share it personally with all the other people in this group. So don't feel like you have to ask other people to share it. I will share it via Messenger with everyone else too. But create your image in Instagram, share it to Facebook, and then go on Facebook and take out your hashtags. One of the things you got to do is come up with 30 hashtags. That's the maximum in Instagram. One, you could copy mine if you want, but they need to be relevant to the industry, so that, I mean, they're essentially little friends. Like I explained to you guys, like if someone likes law, hashtag law, it's like that's a friend for them on Instagram, because when they're scrolling, they're going to see anyone who hashtag law, even though you're not their friend. That's the concept that some people don't understand. So that's it. That's it, you guys. I hope this was helpful. If you guys have any questions, let me know, and stay safe out there.